All right, guys, and we are back. More Ultimate Pool USA Shootout, and it's one of the most exciting formats. We also have a very exciting player here in Gabe Owen playing Blake Baker. Another exciting thing. I have Mr. Nate Kane in the booth with me. Nate, how you doing?
I'm good, Steven. How about yourself?
Man, I'm wonderful. It's so glad to have you here. If you don't know Mr. Nate Kane, he is from right here, Kansas City, Missouri, and he is our LO, our league operator for this area, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. He's got a ton of info if you want to know how to get your hands on an opportunity at a $100,000 first place prize. You're going to want to stick around, but let's watch Gabe work through this first rack here. Beautiful break and really a pretty wide open layout.
Yeah, I don't see many problems here for old Gabe the Babe. That's what everybody likes to call him around here. So
Yeah.
he's not too far away from Kansas City. We kind of consider him a local here just out of Oklahoma. So
Yeah, and Blake Baker, I don't know a ton about him, but I do know that he plays very well.
yeah, I've kind of heard he's an 8-ball specialist, and so out of Spokane, I believe, right?
Yeah, and really, really good player. I've seen him at a ton of different tournaments, so it's going to be interesting. This is a great matchup of kind of a veteran of pool versus a specialist of pool. It's a very interesting format, and neither player have played this format, so it's going to be. It might be fireworks.
Yeah, I think so. And Gabe's playing really well. He did really well at Midwest 9-ball in one pocket here in Olathe not too long ago, and he's been playing a lot from what I hear.
He's got a tough shot here. He did play it well, and you hear the crowd a little bit getting behind Gabe Owen. Gabe Owen, former U.S. Open champion, former Moscone Cup player, but right now is all that matters here. Ultimate Pool USA Kansas City Open in the shootout and looking to win this first rack against Blake Baker. Just needs a good shot on the 8-ball.
Yeah, it looks like he came up a little short, but he'll be all right. He's kind of 50-50 balls. Been noticing him playing quite tough, and people are got to fire him in there. If you're not true on these 4-inch pockets, it's rattling out on you.
And the pockets are deceivingly tight. The table playing quick and with new felt definitely helps it a little bit.
Good speed and shot there.
Yeah, solid win there by Gabe Owen. So our first look at Blake Baker here, and this is, yeah, it seems to be the break of choice is the cut break, probably mainly because the 8-ball is in play. We have seen 2 on the hill golden breaks.
Yeah.
So if you're going to pick a story to write about today, it's going to be those golden breaks.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys mentioned we got a lot of questions from the Open players out there about the golden break not counting on the Open tournament. So yeah, it's just specific to this rule set for the shootout. So
yeah, so normal international 8-ball rules is what we play our Open event as. The shootout rules are actually specifically just for the shootout. So a few different rules there regarding the golden break and the golden duck, just to give it a little bit of flair of excitement. You see the clock coming into play a little bit on Blake here.
yeah,
He's got a shot. It's just not the best opportunity at the table. And that's going to help him a little bit. He's still got to work around some stuff. If that 9-ball goes now, that's the one I want to take.
I agree. Can't tell with our angle here how I think it looks like the 15 goes in the side as he's really planning on getting out here. So see a little space there. That's probably helpful. No, looks like he's going after it now.
I'm not sure the 15 goes on the side.
Yeah, it's close.
However, I think if he can get kind of straight on it, I think he can.
Yeah,
I think
either
he can
corner.
get there, yeah.
Yeah, this is actually my first look at Blake as well. I didn't know him, and here, like I said, he's quite the 8-ball player, and I'm excited to see him play.
Yeah, I've seen his name a couple of different times. Very nice.
Looks like he's a little bit more of a meticulous player, so that's a shot clock might come into play for him as we get down to the 15.
Yeah, we saw that with Ricky too, though.
Yeah.
Ricky would take his time a little bit, but very aware of his extension. Oh, and I think he rushed it a little bit. And Gabe Owen going to get a second opportunity here when he probably shouldn't have.
Felt good on the one there to get started.
Yeah, you know, these are the racks that he just barely overcut that, but it's enough to miss on these tighter pockets. You have to be true to the pocket. The felt will help you get it in there, but you got to be true to the pocket.
Yes.
And Gabe here, great opportunity to go up 2-0.
Still a rack on his opponent's break. It's very huge in this format from what we've seen.
Yeah, the break is very, very important. That's the one thing that in the match with Ricky Evans, he would break amazing, but he just wasn't making a ball. So making a ball on the break is huge, and to give your opponent an opportunity afterwards can be really devastating for the scorecard at least.
Yeah, as with most times received shooters this level, the break's the most important shot on a bar box 7-footer.
Especially on the small tables when everything is cramped up. A good break can make or break a good player.
Overhead there, he's got a nice angle just to draw down right between the 8 and 9, and hopefully all she wrote.
Yeah, just a nice little touch on the 2-ball with a little draw.
Oh, okay.
I actually didn't like that too much.
Yeah, a little risky.
But I don't think he did either.
Right.
So it worked out. This is where he's just got to, reset, shoot the 5, shoot the 8, take the game. And this is the first of 4 events here in Kansas City. Our shootout, of course, kicks us off with the excitement, the drama of Ultimate Pool USA, and then we have 3 other events. The Kansas City Open event, our main event. If I'm playing Ultimate Pool League and I come in, how does that typically go? I mean, do we get like a score sheet, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit different than some of the leagues we're used to. Everything's actually going to be app-based. We actually have a shot clock and a score clock that you'll get as a tablet from each one of it provided by the league operator there. That's where you keep score. It keeps track of your handicap, how much you've used. It keeps track of the overall team score, and you submit the match to me from there. I don't have to go running down score sheets. You don't have to chase down paperwork. I believe we're going to have a way to pay on the app as well when we start the season. So really, really excited. It's just kind of an easy button for league as far as what we're looking to do, and make sure you don't have to be bothered with all the paperwork. And of course, with the test session 2, we've been getting out pretty early. I know a lot of people, we're here till midnight or 1 on league nights. Our test session's been ending on average around 10:15, 10:30. So a lot of our league players are really, really excited about that as well. Well,
that's incredible. So I'm going to walk in, I'm going to get my tablet, I'm going to play the matches as the team captain see fit. It's 5 players to a team with a maximum of 8, I think?
Correct, yeah. So it's kind of what we're with most leagues that you're familiar with. 8 players play. It does have its own proprietary handicap system called your UpScore. If you're familiar with Fargo or done anything with Fargo, it's not Fargo-based, but I do say it kind of looks like it because it does have a 3-digit handicap system. That's what your number will read with no actual cap on it. So
I'm going to get an up score, and then my team has to there's a limit, right? Is it 2,400?
Yeah,
I think
2,400 for the 5 players you play in a night. Also to kind of keep teams from stacking up too much, things like that. There is a limit on you can only play 2 players at a 650 up score or above in a night.
Okay.
So it's it also kind of lends to a little bit more. You probably have 2 higher level players play, but your lower skilled players at the time here, they're really finding the format fun as well, because our format makes it tougher on the higher skilled players to win a match. So it's pretty exciting.
So I've read a little bit about this. It's called the rundown system, right?
Correct.
So basically, a higher skill level player versus a lower skill level player. The lower skill level player is going to start at 0, and the higher skill may start at -2 or even as far as -4.
Yeah.
And the matches, there are no races. It's just 30 minutes, right?
Right. You're guaranteed to play a 30-minute match, and We do stop the clock for things like racking or if you can't shoot because the player next to you. So, I mean, matches are taking 40 to 45 minutes on average. And yeah, the higher skill player would actually start the match at a negative number. So, looks like Gabe got out there again.
Yeah, Gabe really playing good here as we talk about this, guys. I don't mean to cut off the action, but Gabe Owen putting on almost a clinic here.
Yeah, and kind of any area in Kansas City that you're in, I'll be able to get you set up here. But then we're also, we're in somewhere around 60 areas already across the nation, so we're adding more every day. So we're really looking forward to getting as many teams as we can into this format. And so, but yeah, if you wanted to play here in Kansas City, we start the last week of August. So you can hit me up, my contact information and league flyer here, and I have a registration table also set up at the event. So
if you're anywhere close, it's definitely worth it to come check it out.
Oh yeah,
we have a few vendors as well as Nate. If you're in the area and you want to sign up, you can get with him. Blake Baker with a dry break here.
Oh, man.
But once again, and we'll go back to the game, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm just enthralled by this Ultimate Pool League. So East Texas, Northwest Louisiana, Kansas City, I think St. Louis, Las Vegas, all over the place. Arizona. I know there's Florida. I mean, we're literally going to be everywhere with the league, right?
We've announced Minnesota area. I know we've got Utah. We've got, I mean, we're kind of all over already with more coming for sure. So
Philadelphia, all over the United States. Yeah. So, guys, again, and if you like to play pool, if you decide you want to play league and you want a shot at winning a ton of money, definitely get with us. So let us know where you want to see Ultimate Pool League, and we'll do our best to get it there because, you know, we want everybody to have a shot at $100,000. Not to mention, league is fun, right? You go out, you play with your buddies, you play league, you win, and then you get an opportunity at some crazy cash. I'm super stoked for Ultimate Pool League. I'm glad you were able to sit in with us and give us a little bit more information because I'll be honest, I've been a little bit out of the loop.
Right.
So I don't know all the ins and outs, but it's going to be a really fun format, I know for a fact.
Of course, if you're interested in Ultimate Pool and it's not in your area yet, we are also looking to add league operators into pretty much all the areas we can get into. So,
well, that would be great. This right here, this is an interesting situation, right? So Gabe is he's playing very well. And Blake, unfortunately, after a really tough miss in what was that, the second rack? A dry break. I mean, Gabe Owen asked me beforehand. He said, yeah, so I watched a little bit. Pretty much every match goes to the 15-second shot clock. And I looked at him, I said, yeah, for the most part, unless, of course, it's like 6-0.
Right.
And so there's a possibility here.
He's trying to avoid that.
Gabe Owen may not see the 15-second shot clock if he continues on this path.
He had a great shot to get on that 9 ball there. He got a good roll to have a good shot on the 9 as well. But that was a very thin slice into the side pocket there. So,
yeah, 15-second shot clock is only active in the last 10 minutes. So, you know, he's in a good position to not have to see it. And that's going to help here.
Yeah.
And moved forward in the rack and didn't really get much movement on the 8. But
well, I guess we got what we wished for. Give Blake a chance here.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
Having a little fun here. Gabe Owen really playing well. Blake Baker not had too many opportunities, but he needs to take advantage of this now because he does have an opportunity. Yeah. He does have a pretty open table in front of him.
Can't tell if the 6 goes clean, but he's got the 1 there to develop that pretty easily. So as he gets started,
I definitely think the 6 goes clean.
Okay.
And I think he's played this very well.
Yeah, we'll find out soon here if it goes clean, I think, as far as the out goes.
And really, I think the toughest shot he'll have is just simply getting a decent shot on the 5 ball where he doesn't have to work too hard. Everything else is very in the open. 6 ball here, and then he's got kind of a dealer's choice depending on, you know, how the layout lays after the 6 ball goes in. He may opt to play the 1 first.
Yeah, he's still looking at that 6 there. It's got to be close. Looks like the 15 is just slightly ahead of it there on the table. So
I think if I had a little bit more angle, I would play the 1 first.
sure.
But without having angle, this is really tough.
Okay, looks like he does go all the way up, maybe. Yeah, okay.
That's actually really smart. I don't know why we didn't think about that. It definitely goes up.
Yeah, I
to the
couldn't really
top
tell if he had
pocket.
enough past the 5th or the 11, but okay, looks like he's playing the 2 to get to it.
Okay.
Must go in this corner then clean.
Yeah.
So it's a little tough seeing those angles here in the commentary booth on it.
Well, that was a good shot there.
Great.
I think I like playing the 4 ball and just trying to keep it as simple as possible in the 5. You do want a little bit of angle on the 6, but you don't want to have to work too hard for it. Oh,
Okay.
okay. I'm not sure he needed the breakout, but maybe he did actually.
Yeah, he looked at it 2 or 3 times. Didn't seem to like it as far as shooting it in and straight in. So
Maybe just the prospect of it being close. Right?
Yep.
Needs to roll.
Yeah, it looks like he caught that 5 just a little thicker than he was planning to, and kind of killed his cue ball off that rail.
Yeah, and with no jump shots in the international 8-ball format, he's in a sticky situation here.
Yeah, the 9's really got him tough from cutting it in.
He's actually got a little bit of a play here. He could just play the 6 towards the pocket and try and block it up. I don't really know what else I would do here. Oh,
Yeah, I thought I might play the bank there. Of course, he gave it a ride
Wow.
to try to get lucky.
well, that 8-ball's in trouble now. This is a tough spot.
Yeah, there we might see our first kind of tactical rack here.
Now, with where the 12 ball is, there's definitely a play to break it out, but it's kind of a long shot. Got to make it tough, but Gabe's not really worried about that right now. He's going to take it 1 ball at a time, and that 12 ball is probably the last thing on his mind.
And of course, with the international rule about always need to make an attempt to hit your ball here, there's a few safeties out there as well as he works his way through this rack.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Was he intending to make that ball?
I think he was just I think he just wanted to move it and stick him right on the 11 ball, but he overrolled it just slightly.
Yeah, he really didn't turn out that bad. He's forcing Blake to move the 6 ball, but he is giving it an opportunity to make it. It's not a hard shot to bank that ball down table. And he actually played it probably the best way he could, where his only open shot is a tough 11 in the side or a long 10 ball.
And he's got a 12 ball to deal with there. That's kind of obvious pockets taken by the 8 right now.
The 9 ball is going to make that corner pocket a little big.
The 11 will lead to the 12 pretty easily, I think, as he works his way through this rack.
And this rack taking well over 5 minutes now, which down to the 12-minute mark almost.
Which Gabe has no problem with at this point, being with the big lead there.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's too worried about it. Especially if he's able to get this breakout here.
Great breakout shot.
Great breakout shot.
Absolutely.
And the crowd, you know what I like about Kansas City, Nate, is I love an active crowd.
Yeah.
And these guys appreciate when they see good pool. So go out there, give all your players a pat on the back. I mean, really, it's so much fun to watch pool when players appreciate the efforts of the big guys,
Well, I don't think anybody out there would tell you that they'd find me to be a quiet person. So I think they're just trying to kind of fill in there and make sure it's loud enough out there. It's been my job mostly. So
Yeah, well, Kansas City's been great so far, and we're really, literally just getting started.
yeah, to be fair, we've been buzzing ever since this got announced. And as the player list comes out, I got question after question about who we're going to see, who's going to be here. And so they're quite knowledgeable league crowd is that they do know quite a bit of the pros and love watching them. And we're fortunate enough to have a lot of top-level shooters in the area as well. Like I said, Gabe is not too far away. We see him quite often. Probably a little late for this year, but...
And we will see Justin Bergman here later tonight against Del Sim, who was just with me on commentary.
Okay.
Dell, a great player in his own right. He's got a big hill to climb with Justin Bergman. But let's talk about the hills to climb. We have 1 minute until the 15-second shot clock comes into effect. Blake Baker is down 5-0 in this race to 6. It's not a hill at this point, Nate. It's a mountain.
It's a mountain, especially with alternating braking as good as Gabe's playing right now. It's you don't fancy him that he'll give him another chance here, but who knows? So I've seen crazier things happen with this format, especially with that 15-second shot clock. Down in Louisiana, we kind of saw two people either you would really jar you up or you calmed you down and you just ran out quickly. So.
Yeah, well, we saw a little something like that earlier with Eric Picard. I think he ran a rack in under a minute, but he knew he was under the gun, So very, very interesting format.
And we actually do, because a lot of our league players have been interested in the league, have really started watching a lot of the content and things like that. And I get that question all the time, like, will I ever have to play under a 15-second shot clock? I'm like, no, we kind of leave that to the pros. So,
I don't want to run. Nobody wants to see me run around the table. So let's keep that away from. No, it is fun. The 6-ball shootout is a lot of fun to watch, and the 15-second shot clock is a lot of fun to watch.
The 6-ball shootout's good cardio if you do it a few times back to back.
Yeah, I don't do much cardio, Nate. Probably just lifting my arm to eat my food.
Well, it looks like Blake's gotten his arm loose here and is running out pretty well. A little bit fortunate in hitting that 7 that it still went, but.
Yeah, great shot here.
Yeah, there we go.
Just needs to tap it into the side pocket. He's going to get off the 0. As a good friend of mine would say, the skunk is off.
Skunk is off.
If he makes this 8-ball.
Yeah, like I said, we'll start the rack there. Just needs to get a few more opportunities and see what happened here.
But when he got serious, he did put up a 17-second time.
17, yeah. Steven was there.
Which is, that's fast. That is very, very fast.
And of course, I believe next we have Dave Matlock coming up, which is one of our very local favorites here, and at one time considered greatest bar box player on earth. So we're excited to see him with kind of high offensive 8-ball on a tight valley here. We like Dave's chances, so we'll see how he does. So
yeah, and Dave's a little bit older. Probably doesn't want to get involved in a 6-ball shootout.
Yeah.
So we may just see him run out from everywhere.
Yeah, I was kind of took a phone call with him as I was helping him getting signed up, and I said, yeah, there's a few different rules of the International 8-ball, and we're kind of going over them. And I said, and he quote, sounds like if I just break and run out, it's fine. And I said, yeah, Dave, I think it'll be all right if that's what you do. So.
Well, Dave Matlock will be playing actually a replacement, but a very, very strong replacement. Shane McMahon unable to make the shootout.
Tough roll there for Blake. Sorry to interrupt.
But Ryan Robinson from Arkansas, great player, former Texas 8-ball champion, I believe.
Great shot from Blake there, firing that into the side pocket. That's a tough bank.
I'll tell you what, it's kind of crazy. We saw him struggle a little bit in the first few racks, but now that the speed has picked up, he is really, four-time
speed pool champion.
Junior speed pool champion, so it makes sense, but, he's really thriving, and he knows he's under the gun. Just want to get into a situation.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Kind of rushed that one a little bit, and
wide open table for Gabe Owen.
Now we'll probably see Gabe kind of get into a little bit of the working the clock and shooting with the 5 seconds or so left as he's got this big lead. And
I think.
He just needs this one rack, right? It's only race to 6.
Yeah.
So doesn't have to take his time.
But he does need to take his time. He does need to take those extra moments, because I think that's what cost Blake, is he called the extension and he just got down quick. Because he knew he was under the gun. Gabe is not under the gun. Just needs to take his time, be relaxed.
Looking good to get out here, hopefully.
That was really good.
Yeah, he really held that cue ball nice off that 6.
Well, and the first, the inaugural event here in the United States in Shreveport, Louisiana, we saw fast-paced action, but I feel like the action here in Kansas City is ramped up a little bit. Seems to be a quicker pace all across the board.
Yeah.
And
I think everybody's kind of got a good feel for it in Louisiana. They're excited to see him in a second. Yeah, great. Good, good.
Gabe
match.
Owen with a huge win against Blake Baker. Nate, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you talking to the league with me. And congratulations to Gabe Owen. We'll get a word with him here in just a minute in the arena